What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas, and welcome to the Awakening World, our Wednesday night edition, and a very special edition. About once every 3 months, we have our community show, which is where we, instead of having a specific theme and presenters from outside the community, we actually allow or create a platform, if you will, for some of our wonderful global peace tribers to come and share. And we've got a lot of people that are going to be with us tonight. The wild monk of the Mist Monastery, Jerry Anderson, is going to be with us. And not only is Jerry with us, but he's bringing two of his other monks, some of his other friends. We're going to have wonderful saxophone music with Michael, who is right there. And we're also going to meet Jerry's other friend, young charge, Tyler Albert, coming to us. And they are both very talented people. So we're excited about that. And we're going to have our beloved Sylvia, who is going to open the container in a few minutes. So we're excited about that. We're going to meet two friends from Pakistan, Noreen and Romali, who are with the Peace Cafe. We're going to learn all about the wonderful work that they're doing. And Doug May, who's been a longtime global peace driver and clearly a longtime global activist, is with us tonight. Also, another friend, Sandra Wasco Flood, is with us, and she has a beautiful presentation she's going to be providing. I should also mention my co-host, who's supporting us in wonderful ways tonight. Tiara is going to be with us. And we're going to have wonderful music. We're going to hear pre-recorded videos from Omoshar. We are going to close out with Dana Tonosino, who you had an experience of on Saturday night. She's going to do a little closing out with us. Somewhere is Angela S. I'm trying to find her because she's also going to sing, and we're excited about that. And Reverend Jeffrey Colbrook is with us. So we're going to hear from Reverend Jeffrey, which I'm excited about. And Andrew and Connie coming to us all the way from down under. This and more. And there she is, our beloved Eleanor Joy from her hospital bed is going to be with us. So it's going to be a very packed night as many of our global peace tribers kind of share what's alive for them, what's going on, what they believe in, some of their environmental issues and interests. It's going to be a pretty wonderful show. Now, as many of you know, our beloved Omoshar is in England, where he's taking care of his mother. And it's been tough. It's been a tough go. We have been in contact, and he lets us know that she is Doing okay, but it's been tough. It's been tough. So please keep Omashar and his mother into our thoughts and our prayers. But he has provided us with a pair of videos that are much. And so I am trying to pull one of those down right now. Here we go. And we'll see if this, sometimes it needs to open for a moment. It does. So I'm going to go to Sylvie. Sylvia, I always say Sylvie. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Sylvia, I'm going to turn it over to you to open our container for us.
Thank you,
Where-
Scott, and thank you everyone who's part of this tonight.
Don't talk here.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes, we sure can.
Okay.
In the other room.
Thank you, Scott, and everyone who's here tonight. I'm going to invite each of us to presence ourselves more fully in this sacred container. We share a special connection with each other through what happens and has happened twice a week or more since the beginning of the pandemic. And so I invite you to gently breathe in and as you're breathing in, feel the elements that make up your body. The water, the earth, the fire, the air, the spark of the ether, that life force energy. Gently touch your skin and feel the tangibleness. And then reach your hands out to the Zoom screen and feel the presence of each of us in this container with you. And as you continue to do that, I'm going to play a little flute music. So continue to physically touch in with yourself and each of us. And as we do that, sense the ways that together we are that butterfly of the awakening, the liminal cells that are forming that butterfly. And in offering to that process, I'm holding a butterfly that represents all of us together. So the pyramid, and then a smaller triangle, and opening it out into what traditionally is called the water bomb base, which is a bigger pyramid. And then I am forming the wings and folding it in half to form the head. pulling the swallowtails down. Forming the head over the body, folding the body in half. And here it is. Not showing up very well on my Zoom, but so I'm going to close this with the flute and thanksgiving to our Mother Gaia, the cosmos, and invite each of us to continue to be present in the blessing of our connections with the planet, the cosmos, each other, and ourselves. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. And I'm going to mute everybody. And now hopefully that worked. Yeah, I'm muting everybody and except myself. And a reminder that as presenters come on, you'll need to unmute yourselves. Also a reminder, Sylvia and anyone else, keep original sound from musicians on when you're playing flute or any other instruments. And speaking of musicians, our beloved Omar Shar, God bless him, recorded several videos for us that we could play while he is in England with his mom. And I'm choosing one that's perfect for tonight because it's all about our community, our tribe. And this is his song called Welcome Home. So here we go with Omar Shar by video.
Shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. I'll lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So let me take your hands in mine. As I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you So when you take a different view and you dream awake, breathe out the new. The world will come alive again as we dance and sing and make new friends. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you. Welcome you. So let me shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. Lift your eyes up to the sky. As I look at you, your spirit shines.
We love Omashar. And it's great to have all of you. Thank you for kind of leading and singing along. Sylvia, Reverend Jeffrey, beloved Eleanor Choi, and of course, Tiara. Thank you very much. And we will have one more Omashar song a little bit later on in the show. I get to turn it over to one of our favorite global peace drivers. He was at both of our retreats, the one in Sedona and the one in LA, and we will do a retreat sometime this year, probably in the Bay Area. And of course, I'm talking about the wild monk from the Mystic Monastery, our beloved Jerry Anderson. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, what a joy to be together tonight, and blessings to our whole tribe tonight.
Well, you've been talking for the longest time about Tyler Albert, and we're looking forward to meeting him. And of course, you turned me on previously to your beloved sax player there, but I'm going to let you introduce us to Tyler.
Sure, it's my pleasure. It's interesting that I actually met Tyler at the LA Convergence last year, and we instantly knew each other's spirit from who knows how long ago, maybe before time began. So we've had quite an interesting time, and he spent quite a lot of time here in my place in Pennsylvania, which is, across the border. Tyler is in Canada, about an hour from Toronto area, and he has a special way with words and is very passionate about awakening our world. So I'll turn it over to Tyler.
Hey guys, thank you, Jerry, for the introduction. Nice to be here. So my name's Tyler. I'm from Canada. I am a wild monk. A wild monk. Okay. I have a passion for words and awakening. So I love to inspire people and uplift people through my spoken word. And the one I'm about to share, I call it humanity's restoration, because that's where we're at. an awakening, a remembrance, and my intention with this is to uplift everyone, and I hope you enjoy. We are ready. We need exploration. Let Source take us for more restoration. Reading and journaling, getting more awakened. Already there, the journey's the destination. No explanation, just following signs. Filled with no thing, a hollow mind. Calls from the divine. We must say yes. It's a trusting and becoming the best version. Expressing and resetting the great inversion can be a bit unnerving. Alas, we're done purging. Now's the time for relearning, surging, and re-merging. A burning of sage, turning the great page, ready and open for the new emerging age. So, learn to discern that which is sheep or a wolf. Cast deep in the gulf the treasure we seek. Each hold the vault and the key. Can it be? We're expanding, harvesting the planted seeds. The planet needs artistry, men being, woman seeing, carpentry for the now moment. So allow the Tao, own it, for the sound is now an ohm. This poem is grown with roots to hell, branches from the same tree. All is the self, family on the same team. We need just be free, expand. The pain leaves free from the weeds and insane things, whether raining or snowing. Everything is changing and growing. It's amazing knowing we're connected. The outside is the inside. It's the law of reflection. So if you're depressing, no, it's a deep resting. And don't avoid the portal of joy. Keep expressing. And be receptive to the next thing. A jewel gently resting. The Elohim and Asin aren't stressing, just investing, paying attention. We're awake, so stay in like the 8th dimension, stay straight with great intentions, and we can create a new estate in this age of ascension. There you go. Whew.
That is really, really good. Beautiful wordsmithing. Beautiful. I'm going to bring your compadre here. And Tyler, tell us a little bit more, like, do you perform? Tell us a little bit about your form of life, what your life looks like.
My form. I perform. I haven't done that much. I have done a live show in Toronto, and my intention is to start performing more. I mostly perform through video, through YouTube videos or music videos. However, I am always open and ready to kind of present my gift at any moment. I love doing it, so I'm always ready to perform.
Fabulous. Well, please, I did put your email address into the chat box. And if there's anything else you want to add, a URL or anything of how people can get maybe your YouTube links.
So sorry to interrupt. My email, I have 2 emails. One is my new email. It's tylerthemonk@outlook.com. If you want to get in contact with me, that's the email to reach me at.
Pop that into the chat box then, because I put in the other one.
Okay.
Tyler, what a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to hopefully having you back on the show again.
Oh, Scott, I met you in LA. We met each other.
I apologize for not remembering. I'm 68 years old now. The memory isn't. I have reached the point, I have to admit, where I meet people and I think I'm meeting them for the first time, and they go, I was on your show. Yeah. So that's beginning to happen now in my reality. So,
well, thank you, Jerry and Scott, for having me.
God God bless you. Thank you. Really, really fun. And there's more. Jerry, please introduce us to Michael.
Yes, yes. Also, I should say that for Tyler, he has an extensive YouTube channel of hard-hitting wisdom that you might also enjoy. Yes, the next monk is actually my neighbor. We've known each other 5 years now, and we spend a lot of time together in the forest building fires and solving all the world's problems. So I'd like to introduce Mikkel Prester for you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Buenos tardes, buenos dias, and good evening. My name is Michael Prester, musician. I am Jerry's neighbor. More like a deacon at large, you might say, for the monastery. But yeah, you know, we do things and we make things happen. I'm going to present for you this evening a series of tones and sounds, musically presented, musical healing, chakra and organ stimulation. You don't need to do anything other than be you and breathe and see what happens.
Beautiful. Thank you so, so much. And several people commenting on how the saxophone is their favorite instrument. And certainly it is so powerful. And Jerry, last question for you. You had mentioned that you and some of the Global Peace Tribers had a private conversation and a group discussion. Is there anything you can share about that?
Yes. On Sunday nights, we've started a little conference call where we can kind of integrate some of the things from the show, especially the Saturday night before the Sunday. And I also want to say that Michael has made an offering to our tribe of a flute solo he did a few weeks ago down by my river. And so I'll put the link to that in the chat.
Beautiful. And I want to say, some of you may recall that I had a little flu experience recently, and he did a beautiful sound healing for me that really helped. So thank you very much for your incredible service to our world. Thank you, Jerry, for introducing us to these beautiful young men. And I am now going to turn it over to our next presenter. And our next presenter is a longtime friend of the Global Peace Tribe and a longtime friend of Mother Earth Gaia. And I'm talking about Doug May. Hello, Doug.
Hi. I'm thrilled and a bit freaked out to be here, folks. I became a friend and a student of Gaia, Mother Nature, when I was less than 3 years old. And before I turned 8, I had promised her that I would figure out how to get humanity to repair our connection with her, or die trying, and have spent the rest of my life since then working on that. And as we got through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, I found myself as a planetary ecologist getting more and more depressed about the situation and about our lack of progress, and could very much tell that she felt it as well. And one of the things I realized is that we weren't actually going to do anything, and most of us were not going to do anything until the last minute. And that part of the job for me then became, all right, given that we're going to wait until that last minute, and then suddenly a whole bunch of people are going to jump on where they've been unwilling to before now, how would we set ourselves up so that when people finally understand and are ready to change, we're ready to help them change fast enough? And that started a number of years grappling with how to build our technology so that it makes it easier for millions of people to work together on the same project. Over the years, every time I tried to go to work on ecology, fate redirected me into something about technology. And I hated it and resisted it for years. I couldn't find an ecology program in college. And I ended up working at Bell Labs, where my father worked, where I swore I would never work. And it's taken me decades to understand that parts of that collaborative infrastructure that will actually allow humanity to change fast enough. I spent decades in my career learning what I needed to learn so I could at least come up with a picture in my head of what that would look like. So a number of folks here saw a recent video that came out of the Kogi tribe in Colombia that was a warning from the Earth Mother, hosted on the fountain.earth. from the Center for Sacred Studies and the folks who helped bring us the Mother Earth delegation of United Original Nations. And I was disturbed, dismayed when I first heard the video because I didn't quite understand it or understand what it meant. I have been using an analogy since before 2012 that Gaia is the landlady. She owns the place. She sets the rules, and our civilization gets to live and thrive and evolve here by her good graces. And humanity evolved. We evolved our bodies and we evolved our consciousness already immersed in her consciousness. We actually have no idea what it means to be human without living inside of the space that Gaia provides for us. And the need to reconnect with her is overwhelmingly severe. At the same time, I realized that I, for decades, had used the classic approach to talking about sustainability, which is to scare people. And I realized that what we really need to do to repair our connection to the home planet and reconnect with her is that people need to reconnect with their love for her, and that you can't scare people into loving the planet. You can only love them into loving the planet. So I threw out years of writing that were very carefully crafted to help scare people and started thinking about how do you love people into loving the earth. The analogy I'd been using was eviction warning from the landlady. So for more than 50 years, we've been getting messages from the Earth Mother that we needed to change. And that if we don't change and recover our connection with her, then our civilization gets rebooted. And how do you say that without it sounding scary? I knew that we had been getting the messages from her for a long time, but I had nothing to point to in the outside world to say, see, this is it, and we've been ignoring it. When the warning video came out from the Kogi shamans in late December, it basically made me into less of a crazy person because the eviction warning from the landlady was now on YouTube. And what they're saying is the thing that I had predicted for a long time, which is we are getting the warnings, we're ignoring the warnings. At some point, we're busted. The eviction is going to proceed. And we're at that point almost out of options. And luckily for us, just like if you get busted for pot for the first time or busted for DUI, there is a diversion option where if you go through some re-education and follow some fairly strict probationary requirements, then you can actually avoid the penalty that otherwise is already lined up for you. And that's kind of what the Kogi video did, was it started to lay out what our diversion requirements might look like. And they started with the fact that we need to get the whole world on board for supporting and facilitating the healing work that the Kogi are doing. There is a lot more that we also have to do. But so several things have been unfolding. If I look at the timeline over the last 12 years, if I look at what has happened, is that we're in a very intense period of acceleration, that the COVID lockdowns gave us a pause and time to look at who are we and where have we gotten to and what do we need to do with ourselves now. Nature proved that she could heal rapidly if we took our boot off of her neck. We learned that we don't have to keep doing things the same way we always have, even though the story was that, oh, we can't stop doing that. The whole economy will fall apart. But COVID forced us to pause, and it gave us the space to launch things like Black Lives Matter and actually have white people in white towns protesting for the safety of Black bodies and listening to Black voices. So there's a tremendous amount of hope. Humans are capable of much more than we're aware of. And what is in motion now is this kind of upward spiral evolutionary shift of humanity. There's a relatively small number, about 2 million of us, who the very complicated problem of unsustainability has been divvied up into about 10,000 pieces, that 10,000 leaders and teams who are in many cases already working on their piece of the problem aren't necessarily aware of each other. So I'm frantically trying to get my first book out explaining how when you realize that all those other teams are handling all the pieces that you're not handling, it becomes more obvious that we are in the midst of an orchestrated elevation in consciousness, and that things like the fact that we have been discovering superpowers we didn't know we had, that we've been dealing with challenges and the counterforce at higher levels than we ever have before in our lives. If you were to go back and analyze the chat logs from the Global Peace Tribe Zooms going back to the beginning of Saturday Night Live to today, you would literally be able to read the climbing intensity and energy that we're feeling and the acceleration that each of us are going through. And I'm just painting the picture how that's been designed to flow together. Some of us will actually figure out the new ways of being. And once we can demonstrate that humans are capable of living and thinking sustainably, that example can then ripple out through the other 8 billion rather than getting rebooted. And that's my time.
Doug, thank you very much. There's a lot of beautiful comments coming in. TR writes, say it, pray it, Doug. So important what you're sharing. And I think that was really beautiful. That was very, very eloquent and a very accurate expression that I think many of us are feeling. So, thank you. I know Kat is who reached out and said, you got to have Doug speak. So thank you for the tip. And she was absolutely right. And what you're speaking of and what you're sharing is of such great value. And again, you are speaking for many of us. And it's actually a perfect transition into our next guest, Sandra Wasco-Flood, who I think also has something kind of similar that she's going to share. And so, Sandra, welcome to the Awakening World. Wonderful to have you with us. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen of what you're going to be reading and sharing with our audience tonight. And you can go ahead and introduce it.
Yes. I am talking about 5 Peace, art, poetry, labyrinth. Members of the Global Peace.
Sandra,
Yeah.
for some reason, when we did our sound check with you earlier, it was fine, but right now your sound is breaking up.
Oh,
Your internet's okay. That's not the problem, but maybe if you can talk towards your microphone. I think maybe you were looking away from your microphone. I'm just guessing that's the issue.
it's right here. Okay. Right.
So because we definitely want to be able to hear what you have to say. It's very important. So try talking
Yeah.
to me. Try talking to me for a minute, please.
Okay. I'm
No. Yeah, for some reason your audio has gotten funny, and it's not your internet. Your internet's fine.
into what?
Would you
Okay,
like
is this
No, you're still coming in.
not?
You're still coming in and out. Would you like me to read it? I could pull it up and I could read it to everybody. Would you like me to do that? Oh.
Because it's a little bit long. But if you don't-
All right, well, here we go. So I'm going to read for Sandra what she had prepared for us. And it's finding your path to peace through art, poetry, and the labyrinth. And she welcomes our members of the Global Peace Tribe. You belong to a very important organization, and I love you all. I want to welcome each of you to the Labyrinth Peace Path to Peace. In 1998, Sandra visited Chaco National Historical Park in New Mexico. And at that time, she entered the Great Kiva, Casa Ricananda, and sat in meditation on the floor of Mother Earth. And there, of course, is a visual of it. Moments later, Great Spirit gave Sandra a vision of an underground spiral that ceremonial dancers from many races and cultures were peacefully ascending to perform a dance on the Kiva floor. What Sandra noticed was that they were ascending another spiral under a space dome to the skies. On another occasion, a tour guide told Sandra that this was true. In fact, the Great Kiva was a civic ceremonial center and represented a peaceful vision of all tribal cultures. And this is a beautiful drawing that you can all see that Sandra has created of the ceremonies in the Great Kiva. From Sandra's vision, she was inspired to write this poem entitled Spiral Way, Earth to Universe, which I will recite. Thank you for the spiral way that I found one day. Sitting in that stillness at the ceremonial center of the Great Kiva in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico. Dancing figures of all cultures emerged from under earth, climbing a fiery spiral of birth to the soft sands on earth. And in their native costumes, they joined together to do a labyrinth dance on the Kiva floor. A few days later, led Sandra straight to a book shelved in a Santa Fe bookstore called Labyrinths, Ancient Myths and Modern Uses by Sig Lonergan. I learned that unlike a maze that has many false paths and dead ends, a labyrinth has a single path that goes forward and backward and forward to the center and back out. It represents the path of life. If you do not get to your goal immediately, but if you focus on it with love and peace, you will get there. You can walk for any intention, and when you get the circle at the center, you can pause and listen to your higher power that will give insight into your walking intention. When you can walk the labyrinth back out to the entrance, you can bring your peace to share with the world. Over 4,000 years old and found worldwide, no one knows where labyrinths originally come from. One theory is that the ancient classic 7-circuit labyrinth serves as the path of Mercury in the sky. The concentric labyrinth comes from medieval times, as does the 12th circuit Chartres Cathedral labyrinth found in many Christian churches during medieval times. So we see that there's a long, beautiful history of labyrinths, and these are some of the designs. that she brings up. And she shares about the classic seven circle labyrinth that is in her own backyard, the Unirox labyrinth, found in the mountainous pine forest of Angel Fire, New Mexico. So, concluding, there's a title that suggests all the rocks in the universe knew how to get along. So here we go with a Unirox labyrinth poem. There is a Unirox labyrinth, one rock after another. Each caresses each, the one in front and behind to give design to those 8 circular lanes that form the sacred 7-circle path of the classic labyrinth. Oh, Unirox, if you could talk, what would be your remarks? Would you let us see the solid strength of your strong thoughts? This is an energy of peaceful unity that lovingly connects us, each to each, a spiraling energy of creation that leads through the chakras in the order of the circular paths. Walk for an intention, to ask a question, make a decision, resolve a conflict. Enter on the 3rd cycle, address the solar plexus of yellow, turn to the 2nd circle and address the sacred chakra of orange. Now turn to the 3rd circle of red, ask your heart chakra. Follow the path to the 7th circle, the crown chakra of white. And so it goes. And so my throat and my voice is also going. I will post in the chat box the remainder of this poem. But what a beautiful, beautiful vision that Sandra's providing us. And there's another poem, which I will read, The Path of Mercury Labyrinth, and we'll conclude with this. Mercury, you are a planet with a purpose. Your celestial journey forward and back, direct and retrograde, forms that ancient path of the 7-circuit labyrinth. O Mercury, teach us how to peacefully deal with our mercurial ways and the mire of our desires through the labyrinth of our life. Teach us how to follow the stars through the dark journey of night to the explosive fires of our dreams. And I will put the link to all of this into the chat box. And let's twinkle Sandra for introducing us and reminding us about the ancient wisdom of labyrinths and how to utilize labyrinth energy in wonderful ways. Absolutely beautiful. And thank you very much. I'm sorry that your sound got a little bit funny, Sandra.
When you put the continue reading some of the
Sandra, we can't hear you. Your sound is breaking up, but if you put what you're writing into the chat box, we will read people, okay?
Okay.
Great. All right. And I am really excited because we are going to have some music from one of our longest term participants. Karen Stewart has been following the Global Peace Tribe, going all the way back to the very first episode of Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. And there she is. And Karen, we love you and appreciate how committed you've been to being with us. Whoops, I lost you there for a moment. There you are. So Karen is going to share with us whatever you wish to share and a song. And the spotlight is on you, Karen.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad to be here again tonight. My first song came to me 35 years ago last month. So, this is something.
Karen, you know what? We're having audio issues with you as well. And we did sound checks with everybody. Try turning original sound from musicians on, because you're sounding a little bit muffled, and you were fine during our sound check.
Yeah. Okay, how do I do that?
Upper left-hand corner, do you see where it says original sound for musicians?
Nope.
Are you on a computer or on
I'm on a tablet.
Oh, hold on for a second. Yeah, tablet is different, but for a second you sounded better. Try talking to me.
Oh, yeah. better?
No, no. Oh my. Yeah, for some reason it's echoey and you're coming in and out. Kind of the similar problem that we were having just now with Sandra. You know what I'm going to do? Maybe Mark Janisovsky, we don't have Omashar with us, but maybe Mark can help figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and play a video of the Peace Cafe, and then we'll hear from Noreen and Romali. And Mark, maybe you can use the chat box, or even if you have any thoughts or ideas of how Karen can sort it out, maybe you can do that, or Diara, if you can help facilitate that. I'm going to go ahead and play a video which introduce our next presenters. And they're coming all the way to us from Pakistan. And this is Noreen and Romali. They have created something wonderful called the Peace Cafe. And it's a very important and beautiful thing that they've created. And so here's a video that we're going to watch that will introduce you to the Peace Cafe a little bit. Here we go. And then we'll talk to them.
A happy coexistence, harmonious order, where there is no place for sectarian walls, dividing us by religion, caste, class, or gender, where everyone's dreams come true. Where do we find this happy world? We're far away from God and peace. It will take our effort, our love and sacrifice.
प्रोग्राम को ज्वाइन करें क्योंकि आप हमारे साथ हैं, तो ये जो दरख्त हमने एक अमन का लगाया है उसमें आपका साथ हमारे लिए इतना जरूरी है जैसे कि एक पौधे को पानी की जरूरत हो।
हमारे पीस कैफे बनाने का मकसद है कि हम एक जगह पर तमाम
साथ रहने गिरते लम्हे साल पुराने भूली पिछली यादें एक दूसरे को गले लगाए प्यार की हो बरसाते।
हरे राम राम। CMS ने जो ये प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया, कैफे का कंसेप्ट दिया, ये हमारे मुल्क में अमन कायम करने के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। लगता है कि इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म से बेहतर और कोई नहीं स्ट्रेटेजी हो सकती अमन को कायम करने के लिए। तो हम सबको ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म मुहैया करेगा काफी लोगों को बैठ के कंस्ट्रक्टिव जो गुफ्तगू है जो कि माशरे की फलाह के लिए जो गुफ्तगू है उसमें कर सकते हैं। एज अ बाई कम्युनिटी दो लोगों की भी बात करते हैं, चाय की भी बात करते हैं, लेकिन उस कैफे में मुख्तलिफ चीजें होती हैं, स्पाइसी भी है, अब चॉइस साहब ये कि आपको गुआना है ये बोल। जब हम पीस कैफे की बात करते हैं तो कैफे तो है ही, लेकिन उसके साथ जो पीस जुड़ा हुआ है हमारा मकसद कैफे नहीं है, वो पीस है कि कैफे
इंसान की डिस्क्रिप्शन इस तरह की थी कि ये चंदन चंदन की लकड़ी के विचों खुशबू आ रही ये वो चंदन नहीं हो सकता महज चंदन कहने संदन संदन दी तुझे साड़ भी दियो ना ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਨੇ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਖੁਸ਼ਬੂ ਆਏਗੀ जे चंदन दी
हमें मौका जो है CMS ने दिया हमारी बेटी नूरीन यूनुस ने और बेटे रुमीर राय साहब ने और यकीनन इनके पीछे जो इनके वालिद साहब हैं डॉक्टर यूनुस गुरियाम साहब जो कि खुद फाउंडर हैं इस CMS के तो उनकी तरबियत का ये असर है तालीम का ये असर है कि आज जो है वो हम इसको अमन को मोहब्बत को प्यार को अखुवत को बेरमज़ाब हम आहंगी को हम बाहर मिलकर एक अच्छे अंदाज से अच्छाई की तरफ लेकर जा रहे हैं दुनिया के अंदर हम बहुत सारे नज़रियात मौजूद हैं मजहबी तौर
We're far away from God and peace. It will take our effort and love and sacrifice. Let's all come together and build a truthful world of love, a world full of hope, and a happy world of peace. Let's all come together and build a truthful world of love, a world full of hope, and a happy world of peace. We're one boatman, charting our course. We're on a journey together to live without hatred. Every home shall prosper and there will be home. Families will stay united and strong. Where do we find this happy world? We're far away from God and peace. It will take our effort and love and sacrifice. Let's all come together and build a truthful world of love, a world full of hope, and a happy world of peace. Let's all come together and build a truthful world of love, a world full of hope, and a happy world of peace. Let's all come together and build a truthful world of love, a world.
Whoops. Congratulations. Here are our friends, Noreen and Romali, coming to us from Pakistan. And tell us a little bit more about the Peace Cafe and what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Hello, all friends. And we are very happy for that. We can join you in this group, Global Peace Tribute. I'm very happy for that. First of all, me and Noreen is too much tired because in the midnight, 3 a.m. to still in the meeting with Zoom with Ben and finish the meeting and then start with the still midnight, 3 a.m. to till now we are on. So thank you very much for your love and support for us that you played our video. Peace Cafe in Pakistan, we are selected that how can we promote to peace in Pakistan. but subject of interfaith is a ocean, and which CMS is a boat that will take other religions out of discrimination and let them the peace, so that the message of brotherhood and peace can create and all religions. This is the subject. And I tell you, in Pakistan every year, in the again and again, the lots of problems for the minorities in Pakistan, especially for the churches and Christian schools and Christian communities areas. So they are targeted areas. So last year in Lahore city and of Jadawala, you know that, and you search on the Google and you see that in the Google, in Jadawala, 16 August, they have the big incidents in Pakistan for the churches, attack to the churches, and 30,000 Bibles burned, and lots of houses are destroyed and churches are burned. So we conduct in the peace dialogues here in Jadawala, but after the Jadawala incidents, start the Palestine-Israel war. So you know that very well, and they are a big effect in Pakistan, because Pakistan majority is Muslim, government is Muslim, so minorities face lots of threats in Palestine and Israel war. So then a CMS organization, Noreen is director of CMS organization, and then we have a meeting in our team, and we select as finalize that we open the Peace Cafe in Lahore, Pakistan, and different areas. Then we have to step by step we different branches to other countries. But we start the Peace Cafe. Peace Cafe is one platform, and we give 1 cup of coffee and talk to the peace and interfaith dialogues. So this is the initiative and the target. And next, Noreen share with you, and then we have I'm again talk after Noreen.
Thank you very much. Hello to everyone. Because the unity, I think the unity starts with a cup of coffee. So our goal is the gathering all the religions in one place and giving awareness about their rights and opinion them. So our objective is to end the discrimination. And next objective is to promote the interfaith equality and humanity with peace and earth, peace on earth. And the next objective is to resolve the conflict between the other religions. Because here is the very much extremist persons, and extremism is the very big issue in Pakistan, because before the 20 years, every 2 or 5 years, repeat the action and burn the churches and the Bibles and the Christian peoples. So here is the initiative. We do the initiative for the Peace Cafe. In this Peace Cafe, we arrange the peace dialogue and the peace corner meetings for the peace and harmony, doing the peace and harmony interfaith. So that's why there is the Peace Cafe initiative.
So next for that, we initiative that the 3 parts of Peace Cafe events. One of the Peace Cafe on one platform to cup of coffee and a table talk on dialogue on peace dialogues. And second step that we organize the peace trainings for different religions, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Bahai community, all youth are invited on one platform, and we have to play the Peace Cafe, Peace Dialogues. And third option is that we visits for religions, holy lands. So we arrange the youth because in Pakistan we target the youth because youth is a small mind and low people are used for the discriminations. So we change the mind for youth, not for elders. Elders is know that everyone for that, but youth is don't know how can play the role in Pakistan. So the three parts one for the table talk on coffee dialogues, and second for peace trainings and theater act. We promote the theater act on the youth with the youth and different religions, and third for the visit of all holy lands
with interfaith youth.
Yeah, and lots of friends are help us, especially for now in the meeting. Sister Jen Yong, we were very appreciate for me and Noreen, very appreciate for Sister Jen. There's lots of hard work, lots of struggle for sport for Peace Cafe, and still day and night struggle. So I'm very thankful again to Sister Jen in this platform, and also brother Scott and Christy, Sister Christy, lots of hard working for promote the Peace Cafe in the world. Yeah.
Thank you both so much for the work you're doing. Please put maybe in the chat box how people can learn more and also how they can make donations. And I know that we will have you on the show again. But this is a good little introduction to the beautiful work that you're doing, and a reminder that we truly are the global peace tribe. Even as far as Pakistan, we have colleagues and friends that we're working with, and that's pretty cool.
We arrange the project and all these things. But in your message to Noreen, you have only 10 minutes, so we are summarized to introduce. Just
Yes.
introduce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just an introduction. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see if things are hopefully better with Karen. Hi, Karen. I've put the spotlight back on you. Let's try talking to me for a minute.
Can you hear me now?
It's still muffled. Yeah, I think it might be because you're on an iPad, and maybe the microphone on the iPad isn't quite so strong.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened, but I used it the last time I was on.
Dior, what do you think? I'm going to bring you on here for a moment. Dior, what do you think?
I'm wondering if we try this. I don't know. Try now, Karen.
Okay, can you hear me before?
A little bit.
It's better. It's a little bit better. But we're also hearing a lot of wind noise also.
Maybe my heater making noise.
It sounds like your microphone is coming on and off, like we're getting you and we're losing you and we're getting you and losing you. I'll come a little closer.
See if that helps.
Okay, yeah, let's give that a try. Let's give that a try. Okay. Mikel is suggesting covering the microphone with your hand. That's an interesting idea. Is Mark Janis also with it? Mark is wise. He knows about this. You see, like when you're not speaking, there's like this echoey sound and they're kind of a wind noise.
Yeah, there's no original sound on her tablet. Mark checked for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, try talking one more time. Let's see how it goes. If you can talk.
okay, actually, I'm louder than I talk, so it might be better.
No, it's still in and out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. It's never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's still coming in and out, Karen.
Okay.
You know what we'll do is we'll try this again, and we'll do a really good. Maybe if you can next time have a microphone into a computer, or let's try something. But I have a feeling the iPad is just not consistent.
Yes, because I used the tablet the last time I was on. But let me see if I can get the. I have a laptop over here. And I can try.
Okay, I try that, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for right now because it's a little distorted. And what we will do is we are going to go to our second pre-recorded Omar Shah song. This one is called In the Stillness. So here we go with In the Stillness.
The quieter you become, the more you can hear. In the silence, in the stillness, I am here. Through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears. I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives within you and love leads us through. I love you. Now your heart and mind is clear, and you know that love is with you, love supports you, love is here. And you feel that you belong, and you're walking with purpose, you can hear your life's new song. That I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives within you and love leads us through. I love you. Through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears. I know that I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives
Thank you, beloved Omashar, and thank you, dance team, Reverend Jeffrey, Eleanor Joy, and Tiara. Thank you so much. And I'm going to keep Reverend Jeffrey up because he's our next presenter tonight. And I hope everybody's enjoying that. It's a different kind of a show tonight, but I'm seeing some really wonderful comments in the chat box, although we're all really sad that we weren't able to hear Karen sing, but we will reschedule her with better sound. Jeffrey, tell us about the video that we're about to play.
Well, this is a trailer. I mean, this is a trailer to the movie The Connected Universe. I was honored to be part of the production, or part of the helping it come into being, The Connected Universe. This is a trailer, and this is so much hope and to what we are, new knowledge. Now, this is what's coming into fruition is a deeper understanding of the nature that we are, and through science. And this is about the unified physics that is being emerged, and a unified model that is coming into being. And it's a lot of hope. I mean, I listened to Doug, and we all know that we're living in an unsustainable world, and things have to change. And here's a lot of hope coming. So I can share a little bit more about that, but you know, this is such a beautiful, Malcolm Carter made such a beautiful little a movie, and I'll put the links into the chat, but let's look at the trailer of The Connected Universe.
All right, thank you. Here we go.
What if you were connected to everyone in the world? How would your life change? What if you could see the patterns, see the beauty, new ideas in science. Deepen your connection to nature, to the stars, and to each other. Learn to see the world differently.
What really keeps me going, this transformation I can see when a person realizes that they're connected to everything and that they matter in the universe. We experience this life, and most people don't ask, like, how did I get here? What is this life? How am I moving trillions of atoms around? We often hear the concept, everything is connected, it's all one. For many people, it resonates as something true. But how is that true? Some of the work I've been doing starts to open the door to understanding how everything is connected. Everything we experience as reality is actually made up of 99.99999% space. So maybe instead of looking at matter, defining the space, I start to think maybe it's space that defines matter. I look carefully at the natural world, I found this interconnectivity of all things. And I started to wonder, what is the source of this self-organizing system?
The Connected Universe. Now on Vimeo.
Wow, that's a really powerful trailer, Jeffrey. That is a really powerful one.
You know, I was involved as a producer. When I got that movie and first saw it, I was in tears. I have been so honored to have found part of my path, being able to get into and understand the deeper nature we are. And boy, when we get a deeper understanding, it changes and brings a lot of hope and into who we really are. You know, it's an awesome. I thought I'd share a few little facts, you know, some little science trivia that brings a sense of the awesomeness of who we are. You know, right now we're all sitting here think we're not going anywhere. We're actually, when you add up the speeds that we're all going, it's around 1,200,000 miles an hour. So we're traveling, you know, on Spaceship Earth, the mothership. And these are the spacesuits that Mother Earth has created for us to be here. And they're so amazing. They're just so amazing. They are made of 30 trillion cells. That's not millions. It's not billions. That's 30 trillion cells on average, some more than others. And each one of my cells knows it's me. Just like, you know, if Scott's cell came over, my cell would go, you're a Scott cell, not a Jeffrey cell. And it knows each one is designed to create this space suit for our journey through space. And we are moving through space kind of rapidly. You know, we all talked about going inward. I think I'll take you in a little quick inward journey. You know, they always say meditate and go within. This is a little bit of a science trip within. So we already taken you into the 30 trillion cells that are within us when we go within. But we can go deeper. You know, it's about density. Everybody thinks this is dense. Well, we're going to take a trip inside that where density really is. You know, we are sort of at the middle density between the whole universe and going down to the proton scale. Now, everything's made up of the field. That's one of the things I love about this community. It's already an understanding about the field, the connective, the nature. But when we go deep within, each cell of those 30 trillions has trillions and trillions and trillions of protons in each cell. And a proton or neutron is the same thing, basically, is fundamental to all the universe. That's what everything's made up of. But be prepared when when we go into that inner journey to go into the proton, it's going to get dense. It's going to get really, really dense because it's made up of the field, which is everything. But in here, the proton, it's contained within a screening mechanism, we can call it. But once we pop into that proton, okay, and there's a lot of zeros here. We've been talking big numbers. Okay, there's 10 to the 55 grams of energy inside the proton, made up of these Planck or the field or God or whatever you want to call it, are in there. And that's the same amount of energy that's in the entire rest of the universe, all the protons. What does that mean? Of course, if all the information is in one proton, it's connected to all the other protons in the universe through a wormhole network. Everything is these Planck or these little energy, little light bulbs. Well, they're very tiny because you can imagine if there's 120, 10 to the 10, that's 120 zeros inside and associated with one proton. They're pretty small. They're pretty small, but they, through the network, are connected to all the other protons. So it's like a hologram, you know, so each proton knows everything, which is really handy because in the universe, if that protons in my hand forgot where they were, and I move on in space, I wouldn't have a hand. So I have to thank my protons and the universe for all staying in touch so I can, you know, and it's amazing when I move my hand, the universe knows that. The whole universe knows it because it has to keep it all as one thing. So this is some of the amazing things that we learn when we delve in and go within, and it helps me when I take my meditation and go within to see that, you know, this is what I am in here. So basically it's a density thing. So as we come back out, as we come back out, the density goes down. And actually, if you took that one proton, and this is kind of interesting, and expanded it to the size of the universe, it would fit perfectly mathematically with all the dark energy, all the dark matter, and everything comes out perfectly. So we go through it, we drop down in density, we're sort of in the middle, and then the universe is, as a whole, is much less dense, but it's in relationship. Just want to end with, you know, so now we know we internally feel, because we're here when we meditate, that we're connected in the field. But we are, over the period, this created awareness. So we have a self-awareness abilities, and that awareness can know about this field. That means just like other awarenesses that are developing throughout the universe are moving on. They're figuring out, just like we figured out how to build fires, then we figured out how to handle some other vibrations like electricity and etc. We're ready to move on to being able to actually implement using the field like other sentient beings throughout the universe have figured when they made their switch. I know I was listening to Doug and, you know, how hard this is important, but this doesn't have to be far away. At the Space Federation, the science is being written to understand that we can use that field. Unlimited source of energy. Can you imagine? Can you have a vision of what it would be like if we didn't need any fossil fuels? We didn't need to do any of that from Mother Earth. We didn't have to take her resources. We could allow it to be our spaceship, and we would have all the energy we needed, which also can create gravity control, which takes care of all our transportation issues. This is not pie in the sky. This is written in science.
What you're describing is our future, Jeffrey. This is the awakening world, the new world that we're all going to be a part of in one way or another, is what you're describing. And I apologize. I need to move us forward.
I was going to wrap right up. I was going to say, let's just hold that vision for us that this is really possible. And this is, you know, part of the solution. So I just want everybody to believe that, know it's true, and hey, we're gonna make it so. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Scott, I'm so appreciating of you. You are, you know, you handle everything with such graciousness, and I have the deepest appreciation for the Global Peace Tribe and how you handle all this. I don't know how you do it, but I'm in love with you and the whole thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We love you too, and thank you for all the people that you introduced to us, and everybody. He has put into the chat box the link to both the short trailer and the full movie, and I encourage all of us to watch it. And I want to acknowledge all of our friends that are watching on Facebook right now. You know, we reach out. The majority of people watching us right now are watching us on our broadcast partners, all the different Facebook groups and pages that carry us. Thank you, John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network. But, you know, come on in and join the Global Peace Tribe. And this is a really good time to do it because this is the last week of the current season. And starting next week, it's a whole new set of Zoom rooms. And you need to be a subscriber to get those Zoom rooms. Now, I know some of you have gotten into the habit of just watching us on Facebook or watching us on YouTube, and I appreciate that. but we really could use your support. So I want to thank those of you that have already subscribed to the new season. Thank you all very, very much. And for those who have not subscribed, now is the time to do it. If you are in the Zoom room, I just put the link into the chat box. And while I chat for a minute, it takes about a minute. Just click the link and come on in. And for those of you watching on Facebook or one of our broadcast partners, hey, it's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. Learn all about us, all about our shows, all the guests that we have, and then click register for the new season. That'll take you to our registration page. And people can come in and join us for as little as $22. We've got 3 different programs, students and seniors, 22, where you can come in at a higher level and get additional benefits. But please come and join us. Jeffrey just gave me a lot of appreciation, and we need green energy appreciation as well to keep things moving forward. So I can pay my webmaster, I can update things, I can continue to donate to our musical artists, and so on and so forth. So please come join the Global Peace Tribe. Perfect timing. The new season starts next week. Plus, we're going to be doing a lot of additional shows this year, or I should say this season. I just scheduled, we're going to have a special event with the Twin Ray on Thursday night, April 18th. We're going to be doing more and more live concerts in addition to our Wednesday and Saturday shows. And for any of you who are new, we do a show every Wednesday and Saturday night, plus special events. Come and join us. We are going to have another exclusive interview with Marianne Williamson. That's going to happen. I'm working with her people trying to figure it out. So join us. We need your support. We appreciate your support. Thank you. All right. We are going to try again with Karen S. and see. Apparently, she's got a different configuration. And then we're going to go to Connie and Andrew. So Connie and Andrew, you're next. There's Karen Stewart. All right, Karen. Try unmuting and let's see. We're hoping that this is going to work. But I need you to unmute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Much better. Thank you. And there's Mark Danisovsky, who makes all things happen. Thank you, Mark. And remember, we can listen to Mark on Sunday. Go to the link. I'll put in the chat box maybe again, Mark, because Mark's going to be playing on Sunday at his beautiful church down in San Diego area. Thank you, Mark. Karen, all right. I'm so grateful. What do you want to share? And then I believe you have a song for us.
Well, I was just going to share it. Like I said, this marks the 35th year that I started getting songs in my dreams. And so this is one of the songs that came to me some years ago. And I've never performed this one publicly. So I hope you all like it. This is called When Spirit Speaks to Me. When Spirit speaks to me, I listen. When Spirit speaks, I obey. When Spirit speaks to me, I listen to what it has to say. When I listen to Spirit, my life goes so well. When I listen to what Spirit has to tell, when Spirit speaks to me, I listen to what it has to say. When I listen to Spirit, my life goes so well. When I listen to what Spirit has to tell, when Spirit speaks to me, I listen to what it has to say.
Oh, I'm going to go to gallery view, everybody. Let's give her a lot of twinkling. Let's all remember to listen to Spirit. Let's all listen to Spirit. Karen, what's something that Spirit has told you recently that you'd be willing to share with us?
Oh, Well, this is one that's sort of funny. I live in a senior facility, independent living community. And so the last couple of times when we played bingo, I just sort of reached my hand in the bag. They have all the cards in this big bag. So I just sort of reach in and figure out which card I need to take. And everybody usually plays 2 cards. Well, the last 2 times I won the 2 top prizes. 2 times in a row, and all I didn't, somebody said, well, you must have special cards. No, I just let my hands feel which ones I need. And the last couple of times I've been winning.
I love that story. It just goes to show that listening to spirit is for a wide variety of things, and it's a beautiful practice. My mantra for 25 years has been, I'm a clear channel for spirit to flow through. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll be coaching people, Karen, and we'll be on something really tough, and I just don't know what to say next. And so I get out of my way, I kind of run my mantra, clear channel for spirit to flow through, and next thing I know, my mouth opens and words are coming out, but they're not coming from my brain, but they're not coming from the logical part of my brain. And so listening to spirit is a very beautiful and wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you for pulling it together. Thanks for being patient with us. Thank you for being our longest tenured member of the Global Peace Tribe. And we look forward to hearing more from you in the near future. And good luck with the bingo.
Okay, thank you.
That's awesome. All right, well, we are going to go down under to our beloveds, Connie and Andrew, and I will replace your, I'll rename you so that we can see you properly. Tell us where you are.
Well, we're in Byron Bay, New South Wales, Australia. And I just have to say, as far as listening to spirit, Marlo, reporting for duty for the past 30 years. Okay, that's my life. And we're responding to spirit, and the call that brought us here to Australia was significant. There were so many interconnections of people, long-term interconnections and events calling us, and we came for our film, In Search of the Future 2, The Only Way Out Is Up. But one thing we want to say is how extraordinary it is that you're having us follow on the heels of Reverend Jeffrey and that paradigm that Nassim is bringing forth, and that the New Science, Jude Curvan, etc., are bringing forth.
Yeah, so Reverend Jeffrey, I'd like to know where you are located, because we need to track you down so we can get you in the film, my brother. Secondly, I want to say that we're at the very easternmost tip of Australia. It gets the first light in the morning. Byron Bay Lighthouse receives the first, or Mount Warning, which is behind it and above it, receives the very first light in all of Australia. So that's regarded as a very, very special place. And looking around and being here, it really, really is. My youngest son, Daniel, came here 20 some years ago. When he was 18, he took a trip around the world and ended up here and loved it. And it's been on my bucket list ever since. And as we're on honeymoon, I would remind everybody that this woman with me, this beautiful, beautiful being, tries to pretend that she's someone called Connie Marlar, but that's the other guy. She's actually Constance Bailey. She's married to Andrew Bailey. That's what makes that, legitimizes that. More to the point, Jeffrey, it was great to go on that journey with you, that inner journey into the one and only proton in the universe, because it's only one, but it's also all. So every proton is one proton. And the mass of one proton is actually the mass of the entire universe, which is so fascinating.
And that's
crazy.
So fundamental to our trust frequency work. I mean, that's where we go, is to that science that's going to change everything, because the science, the old scientific paradigm of reductionist science, is what cut us off from our hearts and from the rest of creation, and actually speeded up this whole process of discovering that it doesn't work to be out of balance with universal law, which humanity has been out of balance all these years, all these millennia. And now we're going forward with Nassim's work and Jude's work and with these Australian Aboriginals and Native Americans
Exactly.
who have been holding the information, the contact to the sacredness of it all. I mean, science can prove the interconnectedness that we are the holographic universe, the fractal universe, but the indigenous peoples of the world are carrying that sacredness, that beauty, that heart, that spirit. And that's the foundation of our work with the trust frequency and our films. So we're here with our film, In Search of the Future 2, The Only Way Out is Up. And we wanted to say what we've just been at a corroboree with indigenous Aboriginal elders and have gotten a whole bunch of interviews with them, statements, keys to the future. Andrew, do you want to?
I think you covered it all.
Did I get it?
Hang on a sec. Yes, I would like to say something for some odd reason. Let me say where we have just come from. Most recently, we've just come from a place, Reverend Jeff, called Quantum Uplift, where we filmed an interview with a man named Ashoka, a disciple of Satya Sai Baba, extraordinary, beautiful man, and his Indian wife. He's an Australian, but his wife is from India. Born in a place called Boulder, Colorado, of all things, because her parents moved to the States. So that's interesting. The subject of his segment of the film is the future of wellness. And he has a collection of devices and instruments and Tesla coils and things that are just magic, psychedelic, loud, noisy, flashes of lightning coming out of them. He's lit by something that looks like a psychedelic disco strobe light. And it's some of the most fun stuff we've got for this film. It's really fun. Before that, we just came down yesterday and the day before from the Rainbow Corroboree. Now, a corroboree is an ancient traditional Australian Aboriginal dance. It basically means dance. It's a gathering where people dance and dance sacred dance for spirit and become various animals. They become kangaroos, they become eagles, they become serpents, they become goannas. A goanna is a monitor lizard. So that's the traditional part, but this is a rainbow corroboree, and I'm willing to bet there are those in the Global Peace Tribe who know about the Rainbow Tribe, which began with the first rainbow gathering in Granby, Colorado in 1974. Anybody? Okay. So what's been going on for quite a long time, and I don't know the full total history of this. The rainbow people of Australia have been reaching out to the original people of Australia and proposing that some kind of commonality exists, some kind of unity, some kind of getting together could occur that somehow brought the terribly separated black fellas, as they call them, and white fellas, as they call us, together. And that's what this weekend was. It was a historical gathering of, I would say, 60, 70, 80 rainbow people. Beautiful, I mean, just beautiful people. Mid-30s was probably the average age. So many little tiny babies, little like 18 months olds toddling all over the place. So beautiful in the night with an Aboriginal elder speaking wisdom, playing didgeridoo, and basically being the dance master. He says, so he's like, okay, the next one is a goanna dance. And all of a sudden there's all these rainbow people on the ground doing these literally in the smoke, in the dark. The only light is from a big fire in the middle. I was either hallucinating or watching people transform into these animals. When they did the kangaroo, these young men were jumping. God, it looked like they were jumping 10 feet into the air. It was quite amazing. Anyway, got a lot of footage. It's we, as Connie just said, we managed to get with 3 extraordinary elders and sit them down. So they're going to be in the film, and I'll put a teaser together once things settle down, so everybody can get a hint at what's been going on here. The film has quantum leaps since we arrived in Australia, and there's more to come.
Yes, and the whole theme of it is oneness, coming together. So it's that transition that we all know is happening, and it is happening boots on the ground here in Australia with And we brought the 8 fire ashes to the fire, and they were brought into the corroboree fire in a sacred manner with 4 elders. And so that occurred. So we brought the peoples of the Americas together with the peoples of Australia with this fire. And I have ashes from it that I am going to bring back to the US. So that symbolism and sacredness of bringing fires together to symbolize the going forward together. And it's a process, and that's what everyone has to understand. It's a huge process of letting go of ancient ways for the Aboriginals, and for many indigenous peoples. They've had different tribes. They've had wars with each other long before the white man came. There's just been this separation, regardless of one's connection to the universe. In my view, we've all been responding to a lower frequency, all of humanity, because the earth was in this lower frequency. So this gets just getting past that, past the trauma of colonization, past the separation that has existed amongst us all. It's a process, and it's just so important that everyone be patient and trust the loving universe, and know and watch the signs and listen. That's what I do. I listen to spirit. I listen to what's coming out of people's mouths, and the oneness consciousness is just coming forth so much. And this new science that Reverend Jeffrey is talking about with Nassim and Jude Currivan, etc., is showing us we are the loving universe. We are the conscious loving universe, what we call it, the conscious loving universe, with our trust frequency work. And so it's just so key to understand how important we are, how loved we are, and that every thought, action, and emotion that we have actually does affect all of creation. That all of creation has been awaiting the opening of the human heart and the release of the love we're carrying in there. So just know we're just so important. To me, humanity is a key player in the evolution of consciousness of all of creation, because we got put in these 3D suits in this lower frequency, and our job has been to transmute those energies. And we've done a great job, and there's no shame, no blame for who we've been. And we've just done a great job given the energy we've been surrounded by. And now it's time to get on with it. So any other thoughts?
Yeah, just finally, it's time, my friends, to respond to a higher vibration. Time to respond to a higher vibration. We've all been kind of dominated by this Kali Yuga energy of darkness and separation, and that is over, O-V-E-R, over, all caps. And it's also the age of Aquarius occurring at exactly the same moment. So the whole Piscean energy, which again was sort of cold and fishy. This is warm and cuddly and beautiful and sexy and exuberant, like a hibiscus flower on a tropical island. It is time to respond to a higher vibration, and everything is about to change. It's in the middle of changing right now.
As we know and see. And I just wanted to say one last thing is, and we've been with Ben Bowler and his family honoring the discovery of Mungo Man. And when Mungo Man presented himself to Jim Bowler, we were there with them at Lake Mungo and honored to be invited there for that family event. And there's going to be another big event that's going to occur on the 12th of April that we will be at.
Down in Melbourne, we'll be heading, that's our next destination.
So anywho, that's us. And we thank you for bringing us forth so we can share what's happening here down under.
Yeah, and let me share an invitation that I just received, and I was told it was wide open. So let me tell you this. You, my friends, and your family, and your cousins, and your daughters, and your newborn baby granddaughters are invited to come to Australia forever and join this community here, because the place is sparsely populated. It's really interesting. It's unbelievably beautiful. It's lush. It's gorgeous. There are not that many people. Like, what's the population of Australia? It's in the 6.5 million or something. It's not much. It's not much. And yeah.
And huge country.
Yeah.
So, and granddaughters and grandsons are invited. You just said granddaughters.
Well, if you invite the granddaughters, the boys are going to come right along.
So anyway, lovely to be here with you all.
We love it.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for always letting us know about your adventures. I know we'll have you on again. And thank you for bringing the trust frequency frequency into our reality. And I love Byron Bay. I actually have clients and friends in Byron and in Brisbane. And so it's a beautiful place. You're right. We love you guys, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you. Wow, what an amazing show it's been so far. And I'm going to move forward. We've got one more piece, and that is, well, actually two more pieces. Dana Tomasino is going to do a sweet kind of sound experience for us, maybe almost like a follow-up to what she did on the Saturday night show. And then beloved Sylvia will close out the show. Just as she opened the container, she'll close it. But Dana, I'm turning it over to you for a few minutes to offer us maybe a nice, wonderful way to wind down for the evening.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. Aloha. So just to be very brief, I've been using my voice in recent times as a conduit for higher dimensional energies, for healing and expansion. And I trust that those energies really do come through. And so I've been creating what I call sacred sound infusions. And this one that I'm going to share with you right now is, I just created it. It's very fresh. It's just yesterday. And it's short, and it's a hybrid of parts are recorded, and then I'm going to do part of it improvisation live. And I call it lullaby because it's very peaceful. And so hopefully it'll draw us to a beautiful sleep if we're in nighttime. And yes, I'll turn on my original sound now. And share. So I just ask that the highest frequencies of source light infuse this transmission for the highest good of the whole, for the highest good of all. Mahalo kekoa. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dana. What a beautiful. I'm going to go to gallery view. Let's all give her some twinkles for that beautiful. It's almost like a lullaby, winding us down after such a beautiful and beautiful evening, everybody. And I'm going to turn it straight over to Sylvia.
I acknowledge the sacred waters. I am currently in the watersheds of the Scioto and Olentangy rivers. And I invite each of us to touch in with the watersheds where we are. In Australia, in Pakistan, in Ecuador, across the United States, Canada, and those watching on Facebook and YouTube, wherever the waters are, where you are located. We have prayed and played together deeply tonight. And so, as this portion of our connection gets ready to shift, I again invite each of us to touch in with all the elements that we are, to lay a hand on our skin, and as I once again play the flute, breathe in gently, reach hands out to the edge of your screen. Thank each other for this sacred container. And we will seal it after the flute playing by clasping our hands in the prayer mudra and bowing to each other. Offering everyone
Just
a
imagine
hug if you
AI.
would like it.
Thank you very, very much, Sylvia. Thank you so much for opening and closing our container. Of course, I always do like to remind people of what's coming up next on The Awakening World. And we have a wonderful show this Saturday night. Kristen Hoffman is going to be joining us. And she's my co-host. And of course, she's going to be playing some beautiful music. And our theme is tools and practices for raising our frequency. And she's bringing on a very dear friend of hers, Mermaid Mahalia, who's a very high vibration being. We're both inviting our friend Nikita Gearing, who runs I Am Mantra. And two of my dearest friends, Heather and Donnie, coming back. They live in Maui. They're going to be with us. And of course, our beloved friend, Keishi Chai. And everyone's going to be sharing tools and practices similar to what Andrew and Connie share. They share raising our frequency through the trust vibration, or for the trust frequency, I should say. So we're going to be practicing how to raise our frequency. And please do join us on Saturday night. Again, it's the last show of this season. So it's really important for everybody to subscribe. Come on in, join us. And thank you, everybody, for a really, really special and a fun show tonight. I'm going to go to gallery review one last time so we can all kind of wave goodbye and say goodbye. And thank you, everybody. It was a really, really fun show. God's blessings. Have a beautiful few days, and we'll see you on Saturday night. Good night, everybody.